So my name's Debbie Rivers. I'm a relationship coach, and people wonder what that means. And basically, I help people find and create lasting love. So, and even for couples to maintain it, because it's one thing to find it, it's another thing to create lasting love. And people often think it's going to happen by chance and get really disappointed when it doesn't. So I really enjoy the satisfaction of people
That's
finding.
an interesting niche. You start talking about it and I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, and I've been married a long time, so I think that's a great thing. But I do think, you have to have the ideal focus, don't you, for what you want in any relationship or any your business, personal, whatever. You've got to have a goal, right?
Yes, and set an intention and make sure it happens. Whereas a lot of people go, I'll leave it to chance, get really disappointed it doesn't happen, or they want it to be a bit like a Disney movie where you lock eyes, fall in love at first sight, and that rarely happens. Or when it does, it's quite toxic.
Oh, we won't discuss what I said to my husband when I first met him, but it wasn't very nice, the first things I said to him. But anyway.
That I speak to go, if they met like speed dating online, they'd say no to each other. So it's really interesting for people to get that we often don't like the person and we end up being the best partner for each other.
Really interesting. So Debbie, you've had a really successful business. How long have you been going in business?
About a decade now.
Yeah.
So I would describe myself as a bit of an accidental entrepreneur. I never wanted
Aren't we all?
Never wanted to, because I watched my parents do it, and the way they did business was really hard. I didn't want to do it. But, someone said, do what you love. And I'm like, I love helping people socialize, meet each other. I'll do that. But I realized it was way more than that, I started off by just running speed dating, and then I went into coaching to help people get success. Totally different thing, really.
Yeah, I know, like really interesting. Yeah, I had a similar experience. My father was a painter and he was Italian and, worked very hard. So I had that whole, small business is hard.
Yeah.
But have you ever painted a house? It is hard work, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't work that hard, right?
Yeah, no. So I'm interested, what made you decide to do spotlight coaching with me? So, because we've been connected for a while now, right?
We have. So look, I honestly, I was sick of doing courses, doing the next thing, because you always want to keep yourself up to date. But I feel like I really know what to do. The difference is I don't always do it. So I watched you, we connected, talked to you, met you.
We had lunch together some
Good.
time ago when we were allowed out.
We were allowed out in Melbourne at lunch, right? So, I knew that you had the knowledge that I needed. So for me, spotlight coaching was, I didn't need the long sessions to, kind of deal with some of the stuff. I needed someone to keep me on task and not make me, that's the wrong words, help me take the action that I needed to take.
Well, hold you accountable, maybe.
Yeah, that's the right word, hold me accountable.
Yeah, because I think we all go into business to be our own bosses, don't we?
Yeah.
And sometimes we do what we want to do, not what we have to do, right? Or should be doing.
And I found that, and what's interesting, last year I went with an accountability partner, but that didn't work either. Because, unless you make some investment in something, I found that I didn't take it seriously enough, I think you talk about having skin in the game, and it's so true. Didn't have skin in the game. I didn't take it seriously. I didn't do what I was meant to do. And for me, that was the problem, being accountable. And when I saw the offer is amazing, like unlimited access for a year to spotlight on the stuff that I need to do. And because we can't book another session until I've done the action, it's really motivating that I'm achieving what I need to achieve.
Right. Fantastic. And I know that I think within 1 week, was it? You
Yes.
followed what we had one 15-minute coaching session. You followed what I suggested, and you got your return on investment. So you got your money back, basically.
Money back in a week. It was a real no-brainer to get the money back in a week. It's the easiest thing that I've ever done. And, you know, I wasn't sorry even if I didn't get the return on my investment, but 7 days was amazing.
Well done.
You know, and thank
I
you.
want more clients like you, Debbie, more clients like you. Fantastic. But
you
I
know,
do.
you made it easy. You gave me the tools to be able to do it. And I probably had a bit of a block around sales and doing that. You showed me how freaking easy it was to do. And I couldn't be happier that I did it.
Yeah. And sales isn't difficult. People have this block about sales. Sales is not difficult. We make it difficult
Yeah,
because of our
absolutely.
stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how has it made you feel about what's going on in your business since you've started? Like what's different from before you did this to say now?
Well, look, I'm really excited. I'm really excited that I don't know. It's a bit like when you walk into their house and you see weeds and you do nothing about it all the time. It stresses you in the back of the mind. Like, whereas it's almost like I'm doing the stuff that I needed to do, which makes me feel really happy and free and getting the results. And it was such a simple thing to do. And I hadn't been doing it. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? It was almost hanging over you what you should.
Like a toleration in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you think it's not annoying you, or a stress, but actually it was really annoying you or frustrating you. And it feels awful because it's an uncomfortable feeling.
Whereas in the time that I've worked with you, I've ticked off so many things. I feel liberated and free and have more time. Plus, the business is coming in a way that it wasn't coming in before. And, you know, like I knew this before because I'm a coach and I teach people, and coaches, we're the worst freaking clients, right?
No, I think you're all the best. Don't say that. I love you. No.
But, you know, I know that it's important to celebrate, but you stressed how important it was to celebrate the wins, to anchor that in. And I feel by doing that, I feel really free to do the bits that I love without being bogged on by this stress that was in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes we don't know that is there. We think we're coping with it or we're tolerating it or whatever it is. And if we don't clear that part, right, it's sort of like we're blocking everything because nothing works.
Exactly.
And it's really, as you said, it's not that difficult. So if people are out there and they're thinking about doing spotlight coaching, what would you say to them?
I'd say absolutely do it. It's a no-brainer and it's no risk. In fact, what you will get back will so outweigh anything else that I couldn't recommend you enough. Like, it's one of the best decisions I've made. And, you know, I have to admit that I wasn't going to buy anything ever again because I'm sick of being sold to. I'm sick of, you know, going down the track of doing stuff that didn't work, but this has absolutely worked. So look, don't hesitate. You won't be sorry. And the way it's structured absolutely works. Do it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Debbie. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think one thing there is that we sometimes run a no strategy to everything.
Yeah.
Because we've been hurt before or burnt before, I should say. Maybe hurt in what you're doing rather than burnt in business. But you know, sometimes previously you've bought a lot of stuff, right? You've bought a lot of trainings, and that hasn't worked so well in the past. So then you just start saying no.
Yes.
And that sometimes we need to have a yes, because it's yes to you and what you want. And that's the thing about coaching. It's not necessarily a program, right? It's about what you need, because you're already an expert in your business and your world. Yes. You just needed some tweaking. You've got everything you need.
Yeah. And it really is. It gives you exactly that. And it's like I said, it's the best thing I've ever done. So if you think about it, do it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. And it's always exciting to talk to you. So thank you for sharing all. And Debbie, just in case, because, you know, the salesperson in me now wants to say, if people want to reach out to you about maybe getting some relationship coaching, where should they go?
Okay, so I go to debbierivers.com.au and you'll find out all the information that you need there, or Facebook, Debbie Rivers.